Oh, hello guys. This will be the next week is what? Preview. Next week is preview from March 13th to March 7th, right? 7th, which is next week. Today is Saturday, and the main reason behind me doing the pre-analysis on Saturday, so that on Sunday you get your time, like look upon your like look upon your analysis, right? You shouldn't be all in with my analysis, right? You should also consider your analysis. It's about and you should try your best not to rely on someone, right? You should try your best not to take a bus just because someone said so, right? You should learn to be independent. That's the main idea about trading. Just to be independent, right? The reason why I am doing these videos, just to show you that it is possible, right? Because I know when we get a lot of, like, we get bombarded with a lot of what information, right? It is not about what strategy are you using, it's about you personality, it's about you, the your flexibility, your consistency and stuff on the load, right? You can do it and you can make it in 3D. It's just, it has been a year for me, and I totally locked in this year, right? I have been locked in this year. I went into crazy stuff, right? And to tell you, like, I didn't even pay for any mentorship. I basically did it on YouTube and some through some Telegram channels, right? You can make it, just you need to get to know what you like basically need, right? You have to, you need a choice. You will need to understand what you need and glue upon that one, right? But in any way, let's start. So we have we have Monday, we are having news on 4 p.m. and remember guys, it is UTC plus 1. For me, that's what I use, UTC plus 1. No news on Tuesday, and so my main emphasis will be upon Wednesday and Thursday, right? I expect it will either be a confirmation of the SSMT on Thursday, a weekly cycle SSMT on Thursday, or we can have the SSMT, the weekly SSMT on Thursday, right? Depending on the news we have, right? So, and I think Friday will be a continuation of Thursday's what SMT. And remember, we are having NFP on Friday, right? We are having NFP on Friday, so I won't be. I would basically look. I would have looked for some trades within like Thursday London session if there was some news. What if there was some news in the London session, right? But just because they are located in the New York session, I won't be taking trades till Friday. Till Friday after 2:30, right? So for me, I look upon trading on Wednesday and Friday maybe, and Tuesday will depend. I basically don't like to trade without trade folders, so I will be looking for trades on Wednesday and Friday, right? Wednesday and Friday. So upon that, let's go into the charts and see what we expect, right? Let's go. So on onto our charts, this is what we are having currently, right? So the monthly candle, this monthly candle, we failed to close above that last week's candle, right? But there's also a lot of other consideration, which is time, right? Time. We should consider what we should look upon price when creating this week, right? You know, candle science says, like, talks about respect and disrespect, but you should also consider what happened in the creation of this week, right? We have this fair value gap right here, right? We have this monthly fair value gap right here, right? And we have the high of last month, because remember you are starting a new month, right? Right. Let me redo everything. Let me redo it. I hate this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we are current, below current, and below current, and below. All right, we have this, we have all of that. We have these lows, stroke highs. It is dxy, inverted dxy, right? You can see it is inverted, right? It's I use it like that for better visual, right? So we still have those lows, and we have this. It is 4-year cycle, like SMT. We have this a 4-year cycle SMT, and so I think I am still looking upon this fair value gap right here, the monthly fair value gap. But there's also, like, which we'll be talking about, like the Z bonds stuff, right? The Z bonds stuff. But I think price should, like, this fair value gap to push price into this fair value gap, then we'll go lower for this lows, right? But anyway, so let's go to the weekly cycle, because you should most of the time just be focusing on the next weekly, monthly, daily candle, right? You don't need to bother yourself. Focus on what do you expect the next weekly candle will do, and plan upon that on the daily, and wait for the hourly time frame just to confirm your stuff, right? Stop like trying to stop. You can basically, but stop trying to predict a lot of candles on the high time frames, right? Just a single candle can be enough for you. If you can, like, anticipate a weekly candle, they you should be having two minimum opportunities within a week, right? And you shouldn't be taking 5 trades a week. I don't believe in that, but I think you even can do that, but don't do it, right? Okay, let's go into the weekly time frame, and this is what we have on the weekly time frame, right? So on the weekly time frame, we still have this high. You don't even know how much I want to see this high being taken, right? You don't even know that. So we still have that high. We have this high also. We have this high also, and 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 what, and these lows. But remember, we are considering this, but this week closed bearish, right? This week closed bearish, so this is a target. But right now, the most important part about this, it will be this low right here, right? This low, stroke high on the XY, it will be this low, right? Price, the reaction of this low will determine most of the next week's price action, right? So after this, I think on the weekly time frame, we don't have any any PDA to use, right? So if we are to go lower, I would like to see, like, price reach out for at least the 50% of this candle before going lower, right? But I would expect, for me, I would like to see a bullish what, a bearish, like, NFP, right, reaching out for this fair value gap, right? But we will see what happens on Wednesday. We will see about that, right? So on the weekly there is nothing that much except like this low. I'm looking upon this low, how price react off this low. It will tell me either we are going for this low then higher, or we are just like going lower without reaching for the fair value gap, right? And depending on the bonds, it is like, when you consider the bonds, it is likely but not sure yet, right? So let's go into the daily and see what we have on the daily. On the daily, this is what we have, right? So we have this fair value gap right here, the daily fair value gap, right? We have this daily fair value gap, and we are still from like a daily fair value gap, right? Next week this low will mean a lot, right? We are from a fair value gap and we are having a fair value gap, but we closed really like bearish, right? We closed bearish. So if we disrespect, if we open up on Monday, going to this fair value gap before, like, right? I need to see, if we are going higher, I need to see this fair value gap disrespected, right? So that we go higher. But if we use this fair value gap, then I'll be looking out for these lows right here, right? I'll be looking out for those lows, right? So it is an if then plan, right? If this happens, then that is like my response, this and that, like if then, right? So it will depend, right? It will basically depend. But guys, you don't even know how much I want to see this fair value gap being taken, right? So it will depend on two things, right? Monday's price action and Wednesday, right? Monday's price action and Wednesday, right? So it's like, if we go into this fair value gap first, then I'll expect like quick price action for these lows, right? Or else for us to use this fair value gap and then return back into higher prices, right? That's basically what I'm looking for. And after me getting this on the daily time frame, there's no reason for me to go any lower, right? You have to understand that you don't have a reason to go lower. Just the only reason for you to go lower is just to refine your stuff, right? That is the only damn reason you could think about, just to refine, right? So that let me just see the structure on the hourly time frame, right? 1 hour time frame. I won't be go. Okay, let's also use the 4 hour time frame, top down, right? So on the 4 hour time, in the 4 hour time frame, it's basically like bullish price action, right? See, they are smart, like, as it is inverted, but sometimes also like, you understand. So on the 4 hour time frame, it is also kind of bearish, right? It's also kind of bearish. But if we are really like going lower, I would like to see like price react of the 50% of this gap, right? I wouldn't like to see it fully used. But we also swept out this liquidity right here, right? Also swept out this liquidity. So it is also possible, because last on Friday we closed within this fair value gap, this daily fair value gap. So I would like to see the 50% of this fair value gap being respected, right? I would like to see that. And on the hourly time frame, 1 hour, right? On the hourly time frame, the 1 hour time frame, let's see what we have on the 1 hour time frame. It is also like bearish, right? It is also bearish. So let me make it style middle line red, right? I would like to see that 50% being respected. right? We have the hourly fair value gap. I don't like to see this in any way. I don't like to see this fair value gap respected in any way. At least we have this. I don't like to see this fair value gap like holding in any way, right? Either bearish or bullish. I don't want to see. So we have a lot of liquidity up here, right? We have a lot of liquidity. So I think that's it, right? It will basically depend on this fair value gap and this fair value gap. It is either we take out this low, right, or we take out this high. So I think that's it for the DXY, right? So let's look into the hourly on the look into EU, right? I'll be like going direct, but there's an important thing I would like for you to see, right? So on DXY you have the daily fair value gap right here, right, above and below, and we are from a fair value gap, and there's a fair value gap that was created. But on let me check. So we are from this fair value gap, right, and you have another fair value gap up, right? I would like to see if price goes use this fair value gap, come back into this fair value gap, then go lower, right? Or we can use this fair value gap, disrespect this fair value gap, go for these highs. It will basically depend on when is the right, when is the will determine a lot. It is either like we take out this and go lower, right? or we take out that from SMT, then go higher, right? It is not a tick, by the way. It's not a tick. It is a plan, right? How do I, right? So let's see on EU. I want to show you something on EU and GBP, right? So on the daily time frame, here is the catch, right? We have this fair value gap right here. We have this fair value gap, right? Let me first delete everything, right? We have this fair value gap right here, right? This is the only like thing we have right now, and this low, right? This is the daily time frame, right? We didn't reach out for anything unless we didn't even reach out for this, right? So I would expect price to go for this fair value gap, then go lower, right? I would expect that. But on GBP, it is a different story also, right? We have I would expect that. So for EU, it's like it is so bearish on EU, right? So bearish on EU for these lows, right? So bearish, but we will see. Remember, we are having NFP. Yeah, NFP will clear a lot of stuff for us, right? NFP will fix it up. I hope so. So on GBP, right? What we have on GBP, we have this fair value gap, right? We have this fair value gap, and we have this fair value gap also, right? So it is possible for price to come into this fair value gap, go lower into this, to go higher. That's also possible, right? That is basically also possible because we also have a lot of liquidity right here. I think it was swept. Yeah, it was swept. But this is also possible, right? It is possible in any way, right? For these highs, right? I think that's it. That's it with my analysis. But the difference this week, we'll be having like another video, right, on Wednesday, right? No, let me make it Thursday so that I see how Wednesday closes, right? Upon that, see you guys in the next video. See you.